So are you able to see my slide?
Yes, sir.
So in the last class, we were discussing about clustering, right? So there is another way of going with the classification that we call clustering. When we don't have prior information or in advance, if you are not clear about what exactly the nature of the class or what is the kind of data exactly you have, right? The prior information or information about the samples, if not clearly known, right? So it is possible even to do some grouping, that is with clustering approach, where we think about finding some feature and with respect to feature some similarity, or between pattern you will be looking a similarity. Based on similarity you can group it. That kind of group you can refer here as cluster, right? It is referred as cluster. So discovering that in a feature space is a challenge for a kind of problem. So there are different algorithms suggested for. Some may be referred as bottom-up algorithms or agglomerative algorithms. Some may be referred as top-down approach or divisive methods. So basically what you are trying to do is, if there is a feature space having some patterns as point, you will be checking whether a given pattern is close to another pattern or how similar it is. Whether this is similar, P1 is similar to P2, or P1 is closer to P2, okay, in this space. Or one more sample, say P3. Say among P1, P2, P3, which are two closest, right? So that you try to group them together. If it is far away, you can check which are most similar to this, that you can group it. So somehow you may have to check which are very close together with some logic, so that you can make different groups in a space. We call this space as feature space. So there are different algorithms suggested for doing this grouping or clustering, right? Clustering is the procedure where you can build some cluster having some patterns. So this set of algorithm which starts from sample itself, say in this direction, from the sample, considering sample itself as a cluster, individually having single sample. If you try to build a new cluster iteratively, so probably most of the algorithm here are iterative procedures. So they follow some iterative technique for grouping the available samples. So how you do is defined in a algorithm. Various kind of algorithm, maybe agglomerative help you to build in the bottom-up approach. What is that? Suppose you have a feature space and you have some samples. In this agglomerative approach, suppose there are 5 samples, right? As shown in the given example, 6 are there here. It starts with single sample itself as a small cluster, having a small cluster. Actually, individual sample itself, it believes that it will be within the cluster and it starts. Now there are 5. Okay, one more, 6. Now this procedure starts from here and checks in the first iteration which are the 2 samples which are close. Among the 6, suppose if these 2 are closest, Say with respect to one, if you check other samples, if this is the closest, you can group them together and you can call it as a new cluster. Okay. So now this is a new cluster. So that results in 5 clusters. If you go on proceed like that, in this second iteration, if you find these two are most similar cluster, and in the third, you may find this is closer to this. The number of clusters are reducing, but you may identify that, you may see here that finally it will try to find 3 clusters or 2 clusters, whichever you are looking for. The whole space will be divided into 2 important regions or 3 important regions of interest. So based on its grouping, right? You can find certain regions. This is a cluster now. But in a agglomerative approach, you start like this from the sample. You're trying to group and finally you will be combining all the samples together as a single cluster. But when we went through the procedure of iterative technique here, at each iteration you find number of cluster changing. Initially you had 6 cluster, then 5, then 4, or then 3, 2, so on. Okay. So there are some algorithms which help you to build this kind of series of clusters. Thereby it helps you to refer a group or class. Okay. That's called clustering with a agglomerative technique. On the other side, you have a top-down approach, which believes that initially when you start with the clustering, it tries to take all the sample as a single group. The top-down approach or divisive approach, it tries to divide the whole sample space into number of subgroups or clusters. Maybe in each iteration it is trying to divide based on some principle or rule. It tries to define subclusters or smaller clusters. Initially there was a single cluster, then you are dividing that and you are making it multiple clusters in each iteration. So on, you can divide a cluster each iteration so that it will be smaller and smaller. And finally, you will land with each cluster having single sample. So you start with cluster having say 5 sample or 6 sample. Then you divide into 2 cluster. Maybe here there are 3 sample in this given example. Okay, it is if you take all together. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, totally 9. If I take whole tree, it will be totally 9 samples. Say when you consider here, there are totally set consisting 1 to 9 samples. You'll be dividing that into 2 groups. Maybe here 3 set, here 6. And once again, you'll be dividing that into 2 more sets. So each set or each small cluster, what you're referring, may be a group. You can label it so that it can help you to understand that it will try to represent a common group. Okay. If you appropriately select appropriate features in a problem, then it helps you to separate a similar samples together or similar patterns together. So you start here in case of divisive approach from top and you end with the bottom of the tree, right? So that is why it's top-down approach. So agglomerative techniques are referred as bottom-up approach. If you start with 1 to 9 sample here, and if you go on combine it, later you'll find a single group here. So if you go like this, it is a agglomerative. Okay. It is a general concept behind all clustering problems, where one of the key measure considered is distance between two samples. This is a principle behind. Or sometime in some other concept we may take some other measure, but majority of the algorithm here considering a distance, say in that case it tries to understand how much far a point is from other point. It's nothing but how much far a sample is from another sample or pattern. That means if they are close, they are very similar. If they are apart, it indicates that they are more dissimilar. So this could be related, or you can find a distance between 2 points by a Euclidean distance, for example, a measure under the square root, right, between 2 points. We'll try to help you to measure a similarity between two patterns with respect to certain features. Sorry. You can call this as X and Y. For a given pattern 1, it could be X1, Y1. Maybe given pattern 2, it will be X2, Y2. If the points are defined or patterns are defined with respective features like X1, Y1 here and X2, Y2 respectively for each pattern, then you can find distance between them with the Euclidean distance concept. So this distance as a measure is a very important measure which help you to build clusters. Okay, how it is we have to discuss. Okay, how we can make clusters. That is the topic of interest now. So there are a group of agglomerative clustering algorithm. They have common algorithm steps. They are following only simple 3 steps. It is easy to understand. Whatever I just mentioned, a bottom-up approach procedure, agglomerative clustering algorithm follows bottom-up procedure. When there are samples, it considers individual sample as a cluster associated with that, and every time in iterative procedure it tries to build a bigger cluster. Okay, so what is the step provided here? Begin with n clusters. N is representing number of sample. Begin with n cluster if each consisting of one sample. That means you start with initially in the first step a simple cluster consisting single sample. That is the meaning of that line, right? If there are n samples, n clusters you have to build. That is the first step. The second step is repeat your step 3 total of n minus 1 times. So in order to get 2 clusters, you can just proceed every time combining, so that suppose you want to get here 2 clusters, how many iterations you have to complete? Say, so in the first iteration you may be merging this. In the second iteration, suppose you are merging this. How many iteration you took? 2 iteration. There are 4 samples. In the first iteration, you consider there are n clusters. In the second iteration, you will be considering n minus 1 clusters. That means 4 minus 1, 3 clusters. First iteration, 4 clusters. Second iteration, maybe you are considering there are 3 clusters once you merge 2 clusters. If you so on go ahead in the third iteration, there can be 2 clusters, which is nothing but n minus 1, right? So if you follow repetitive task with which you can try to group it, it says that you can repeatedly go with step 3, depending on how many number of clusters you want to end with. If you want to stop with the 3 number of groups, you can just go with n minus 2 times iteration. Okay. So it is the designer interest how many times you want to iterate based on number of clusters you are looking in a problem. But begin with n clusters in generally, and step 3 can be repeated n minus 1 time for getting most of the hierarchies, right? So find most similar clusters Ci and Cj and merge them. In each iteration, what you are trying to do, you'll be trying to check whether one of the clusters Ci is close to another cluster Cj. Similarity measure could be some distance. So if two clusters are finding similar, you merge them. Okay. So if there is a tie, you can even go for first pair found, and you can just repeat the procedure n minus 1 times, and you can find relevant groups. So it could be resulting in multiple clusters in each hierarchy. See, there are each iteration produces different number of clusters. Every time it tries to build the group bigger and bigger, right? Some of the group will be growing. So from small cluster, you are trying to build a bigger cluster at end of n minus 1 time of iteration, right? So number of cluster initially in this procedure may be n, and slowly when you come later, it will be, yes, depending on your where you stop, n minus 1 or n minus 2, depending on that, you get number of clusters. Let us take some algorithm under this agglomerative cluster group of agglomerative clustering algorithm as group of algorithms. Maybe single linkage, complete linkage, and average linkage. So initially we'll discuss about this. Okay. So let us take one of the algorithm among the group, single linkage algorithm. A single linkage algorithm is a category of agglomerative algorithm. It's an example for agglomerative algorithm, and it is a bottom-up procedure. It follows bottom-up procedure. So what are the steps in the algorithm? They will be the same 3. So anybody can tell me what are the steps? Can you read? Anchan, first step.
Begin with n clusters, each consisting of one sample.
Yeah, the first step says that you have to start with n clusters, where each cluster will have only single sample, right? Or one sample or one pattern, that means, right? So once you start with these n number of clusters, the second step said you can go with some iterations. How many times that you have to define based on number of groups. Okay, but say in generally, if you want to do all the number of hierarchies you want to meet, so n minus 1 times you can just do that. Okay, it's in general algorithm. Okay, so specific to the third step, if you talk, what is the third step? Can you read once? Yanchan, you're there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What you understand from the third step? You need to find two most similar
Yes,
clusters.
the similar ones. And if there's ones that are identical, then
Correct,
we have
correct.
to group that first.
Merge them. Yes, true. See, in the last example, last class example, we were seeing some cars, right? When there are two cars which are very similar color, you have grouped it, right? Or similar structure car, you have grouped it. Maybe hatchback and sedan, or some kind of cars given with certain color and other group of color, right? You have grouped it based on certain criteria or certain feature or attribute of that car. So similarity you have measured with respect to understanding visually, you have grouped it, right? So similarity measure, based on that you have to consider one of the cluster. One of the cluster means initially you took n clusters. Among n cluster, one of the cluster is ith cluster. Okay, if there are cluster 1, cluster 2, so on, say n clusters. When there are n sample, you started with n clusters. So all these clusters are possibility for CI, right? Any one of the cluster you can consider as CI. Any another cluster you can consider as CJ. When you are checking these similarity between these two, if they found most similar, what I mean is you will be checking in the process whether C1 is similar to C2, C1 is similar to C3, C1 is similar to C4, so on. In the process, you may find finally that C2 may be similar to C4. It is nothing but in generally we can call it as CI similar to CJ, right? If you find any two cluster, if they found similar, you can consider that these two are in a single group, right? That is what we are planning here among the n clusters. So, but the procedure is same, but how you group them? There is a rule for grouping in the single linkage algorithm. They have defined formally if Ci, Cj are clusters and distance between them, how you can define, right? Or how you can group them. The method single linkage algorithm gives some guidelines for you. So it is also referred as minimum method or nearest neighbor method. Whenever there are two clusters and you are finding the similarity, how you can decide most similar clusters, right? How we can find out some similar clusters. To understand similarity, they have defined a measure here. They have defined a cluster distance. Suppose there is a cluster here and there is a cluster here. Between the cluster they have defined as a cluster distance, single linkage cluster distance. Okay, so that is they refer it as DSL. DSL is the cluster distance. Is it clear? What is DSL? There are two distances we are talking in the problem. One is capital D, one is small d. Capital D is a distance between two clusters. And in this problem, in this algorithm, it is related to single linkage algorithm. So we called this cluster distance as single linkage distance between two clusters Ci and Cj. So whereas there is one more distance we are talking, that is sample distance. Between any two sample, the distance could be defined as small d. It could be Euclidean distance. In that case, I can even write dE. With the suffix e, I can highlight that it is by calculating Euclidean distance. These are notations. So small d represents distance between samples. So using distance between sample, now you can calculate what is cluster distance between Ci and Cj. Okay. Single linkage algorithm tries to define a distance between two clusters. That we call it as DSL, D suffix SL. Between Ci and Cj, which is nothing but a minimum value which you found when you calculate various sample distances. So that means it is trying to calculate many small d, and among the small d, where A belongs to Ci, B belongs to Cj, with that condition, that means intercluster distances. When you consider intercluster distances, among them, minimum distance cluster minimum distance you can assign it to D, capital D. So you are assigning on the right hand side something, right? Right hand side you have something for calculation. It is very simple equation. You can see here minimum of small d. That means if there are many d's, right? D1, D2, D3. What is D1, D2, D3? For example, you have a cluster having two sample here, and you have a cluster having two sample here. Okay. Now there could be inter-cluster distance or intra-cluster distance. Now cluster distance, what we are referring is between the cluster. Okay, between two clusters C1 and C2. It will be inter-cluster distance. So, but how it is calculated? When there are many distances between the sample here, say sample or patterns are 4. So possible sample distances could be this one, right? Or this one, or this one, right? Or there can be one more. There can be here D5 and here one more. So there are multiple distances what you see here, right? Between these points. You can calculate all and you can find out minimum distance such a way that when you are finding the distance, you calculate always between two clusters. A should belongs to one of the cluster, B should belongs to another cluster. That is the condition. Okay. Inter-cluster distance you calculate and find the distances. Among the distance, you take the minimum distance and assign it to left hand side. Or consider that minimum distance as your cluster distance. Is it clear what is the rule is? Anyone not understood this rule? We will apply this in a problem. But if I ask single linkage algorithm, you need to write all these three steps. And in the last step, you are supposed to define that rule. Find the most similar clusters Ci, Cj and merge them, right? How to find most similar cluster? That is finding cluster distance, DSL. You got my point? This you need to add with the third step. Then it will be algorithm for single linkage algorithm. 1, 2, 3. You have to write. In the third step, you need to even define similarity measure, how you will be defining or how you will be merging two cluster. It is based on DSL. Distance between two clusters Ci and Cj. That is considered as similarity measure here. Okay, how you proceed this in a problem for clustering, right? So let us take given problem in the text. So consider a problem, hierarchical clustering using single linkage algorithm. For that, we are given 5 patterns or 5 samples here. And their features are given. Features are x1 and xy. It may be from ECG or it may be from some image or it may be relevant to some other domain, civil domain or some other. We don't know which pattern recognition problem it is. But in the problem, they have already extracted the features and they have provided us the features. X and Y for each sample they have provided. This is the feature vector for each sample. If I consider feature vector, it has 2 features. Now pattern 1 feature vector say x1 which is given as 4, 4. xy is 4, 4. That is the meaning here. So you have a table with feature sets for all the samples. 5 samples. So that means it is a small example for practically maybe 100 or 1000 points may be there, patterns may be there in this kind of problem. Minimum 100 will be there. But when you take paper and pen, it takes a lot of time to do the cluster, okay, with hundreds of samples. So a typical example is described here with taking a small set of samples. Only 5 samples are considered. Among the 5 samples, the features also explained in the table. First table is given. This is the given detail in the problem. Now, what is your problem? A question in the given clustering problem is, using single linkage algorithm, you may have to divide these 5 samples into 2 clusters or 3 clusters. Okay. You have to just adapt, or you have to apply single linkage algorithm here and try to group these samples given. So if you try to visualize this sample in the feature space, it looks like this in XY plot. When the feature 1 is taken along x-axis and feature 2 is taken along y-axis. See, feature x, feature 1, feature 2 are respectively x and y in this given problem. So if you want to plot and if you want to visualize the sample space with the patterns given, the first sample you can plot it here. This is the first one. This is the second one, the third one, fourth and fifth, right? You can see these 5 patterns are represented in a feature space. This is the space, right? So visualizing the class we have already discussed earlier. So once you visualize this particular whole space, then you can think about building now clusters. Where are the clusters? You have to discover it now. So for that now use single linkage algorithm. That is what they said. His question is understood. The given problem. Anyone has doubt with the given problem? If anybody has any confusion with the question, what is given question? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how many clusters you need to find out? Anything mentioned here? They have not clearly said. They have just said that hierarchical clustering you have to do in the first example. Okay. You can find all the clusters, possible hierarchical clusters you can find. Okay. N minus times iteration you can do and you can find all the possible clusters. So in order to do that, you can develop a particular cluster distance table, which is easy. Even you can do that iterative steps, like step by you can write it and do it. Okay. To make the procedure simple, they have created a table here. You can see the table for cluster distance. Okay, let us apply that algorithm. What is the first step? Can you tell me, any one of you? With what step I have to start now? Yeah. Sindesh? Varun? You're available? Are you available? Who else? Chirayu? Are you people available online? Are you coming as a guest? Are you really listening or are you coming as a guest? Ananya? Aditi? Anushka?
Yes, sir.
So you can see
you
my
have to
slide.
find the.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you asked what will be the first step for
Yeah.
this after plotting.
Yeah.
It would be to define the smallest distance between the two clusters the smallest distance between any of the 2
First step
points.
is to define n number of samples as
Oh,
n
yes,
clusters.
sir. Okay,
Okay.
n number of samples.
You try to note it, these steps if you want. If whoever is there online, you can just note it. The first step is to begin with n clusters. Second step is to repeat third step n minus 1 times. Third step is to merge similar clusters using the rule. Okay. If you know this algorithm, then it is very simple. Initially, you need to just denote all the samples in the space, and you have to understand in the first step you have to consider all these as pi clusters. You are considering all sample as individual clusters, having each sample, right? Only single sample in each cluster. So now you need to find cluster distance, that is DSL. So cluster distance between the cluster having sample 1 to that of sample 1 is 0. So no need to calculate. Cluster having single sample 2 to that of another cluster having single sample 3 also 0. So you no need to calculate that, all this. But a cluster 1 to another cluster having sample 2 you can calculate. Can you calculate and check, are you getting 4? You are supposed to calculate with the formula Euclidean distance where x2 minus x1 whole square, y2 minus y1 whole square under the square root. Difference between these two sample x value under square root you are finding, right? And difference between y1 y2 whole square. Yes. Can you calculate that? 8 minus 4 whole square plus 4 minus 4 whole square. Which is nothing but under square root 4. So it's nothing but, sorry, it is 4 square, right? Under the square root, which is nothing but 4. Like this, you can calculate, say between 1 and 3, right? Whenever you are calculating 1 and 3 as clusters. So this you consider as now single sample with single cluster. Now between 1 and 3, this cluster and this cluster you want to calculate. The sample distance itself is the cluster distance here, because even though you are finding DSL between two clusters, where cluster could be 1 and 3 now. Okay, this one you are finding. But since there is single sample in each cluster, you find small d equal to capital D in this case, first iteration. So because of that, it is nothing but sample distance between the samples each cluster has, right? Yeah, intercluster distance you are calculating here. So any doubt here how it is calculated? So you build a table from each cluster to each another cluster. So the values you write here. Say 1 to 2 you write here. 1 to 3 the cluster distance you calculate and write here. Cluster distance between cluster having sample 1 to 5 is here. Anyone not followed how to calculate, you can question. Otherwise, I believe that you understood. Kanchan? Kanchan? Kanchan is online? Hello?
Sir, she's in the class, but she won't be able to answer at the moment.
How you came to know she's in the class?
So she had just texted me saying that she is listening to the class, but she won't be able to answer at the moment.
Okay, any question on this? So now the cluster distances are estimated here and given in the table form, right? Now, as per the requirement, you find the the minimum okay, you found a sample distance initially, right? 1 to 2, 1 to 3, etc. And you tabulated here. It is nothing but cluster distance here in this case. Okay, first table. So you can either call it, you can even call it as a cluster distance table. Okay, why you found this? Can you tell me? Anyone of you? What is necessary to calculate this cluster distance? Because we started with initially n samples, where we consider that all samples are individual clusters. Now we are trying to find out which are the most similar clusters using this table. By looking into the table, you have to find out which is the smallest value. The smallest value will tell you that which are the two clusters which are most similar. If the smallest value is 4, that indicates that cluster having sample 1 and cluster having sample 2 are the most similar one. So that in the iteration 1 you can merge, end of the iteration 1, you can merge these two clusters. So you had 3 steps. Begin with the n clusters and find most similar cluster, right? In this first iteration and merge them. So that is what I am trying to do it here in the first iteration. So once I complete this, I can go for second iteration. So before that, if you want to write your clusters, you can represent it. Now the cluster in the next level is seen as, after merging, there are 4 clusters. Initially in the first iteration, when you start with, it was 5 clusters, initial clusters. So you have merged 2 clusters and you made it as a bigger cluster, right? Having 2 samples. Total number of clusters are 4. Now, if you repeat your procedure, that algorithm steps 1, 2, 3 once again on these clusters. That means now you have to visualize that in this space there are 4 clusters and try to find out 2 most similar clusters once again. So it's the iterative procedure. So for doing that, you can even look for writing another cluster distance table or a matrix, like suppose there is a cluster having these 2 samples and there is a cluster having this, having this, having this. So what could be the cluster distance? You can try to define that. So what is the cluster distance between, now when you take cluster this and this, what could be the distance between these 2 clusters? How you define? What is the rule for? Rule is this. You're finding small d first and among them minimum small d and assign that to cluster distance. So you are having here, two samples in the first cluster, Ci, and Cj might have single sample 3 here. Now small d's are possible, small d's are 2. Distance between 1, 3 and distance between 2, 3. Now you need to find out distance between 1, 3 and distance between 2, 3 using Euclidean distance. Can you tell me how much it is? That is available in the earlier table here. Distance between 1, 3 is 11.7. Distance between 2, 3 is 4. So you have two possible distances, among them minimum 11.7 and 4, which is a minimum. Suppose this is D13 is 11.7, D12 is, sorry, D23 is, D13 is this, no? 13 is 11. And the 23 is 8.1, sorry. Among these two, which is the minimum? Can you tell me?
The distance 2, 3.
2, 3 is minimum. So that assign that. So say that DSL is now 8.1. Using this rule. Minimum of sample distance. So cluster distance here you will be defining it as among these two clusters as this distance only. Okay. That is what you are trying to do it here. So you find that distance and write it here. Similarly, now calculate from this cluster to this cluster, so on, all the values. If you see the values here and here, they are very similar values. Because cluster 3 to cluster 4 and 3 to 4 and 4 to 3 will be same. No need to calculate 2 times. Okay. One triangle you calculate, that is enough. Above the diagonal, that you repeat here, right? So once you calculate the values, finding the value, any confusion here? How to find single linkage distance? What is single linkage distance, Kenisha? What is single linkage distance here? Kenisha, you're here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
I
Have you understood what is single linkage distance is?
not really sure. Would you mind?
What is the difference between DSL and small d? Any clarification is required? Any doubt? Hello. You're not able to hear?
Hello, yes, sir. No, I can hear you.
Yeah. So DSL and sample distance. You got the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are finding now cluster distances here in the second iteration. And once again, relook into the values here after calculation of cluster distances, which is minimum. Among all all cluster distances here, this is minimum value. This indicates that by grouping this and this, you can get two most clusters together as a bigger cluster. The idea of grouping, in the third step, you need to merge two similar clusters, right? With that algorithm, keeping in mind, you'll be merging 4 and 5 together, right? Because cluster distance minimum in case of 4 and 5. Possible grouping could be 4 and 5. That is what you are thinking. Okay. So possible grouping, you can take it from, you can find out by checking the cluster distance value or estimating cluster distance for all the possible grouping here. You have tabulated all possible grouping. So which is the best way of grouping you are checking here? That could be done with the minimum distance, minimum cluster distance. So 8 is the minimum cluster distance. So you can, in case if you merge 4 and 5 together. So that is a better option that is suggested by this rule. So following that, now you can merge 4 and 5. So initially we started, if you remember, n cluster, and in the first iteration we merged these two. And in the second iteration is suggesting to merge these two, 4 and 5. So now there are 3 clusters. So one more iteration, third iteration, if you proceed, you can get with the n minus. Okay, with the third iteration, similarly, if you proceed, you can even bring the number of clusters down. So if you find most similar clusters once again with the similar procedure by making a table where one of the cluster what we have is here, second cluster and third cluster. Find the distance between each cluster now. These are the 3 clusters we have. Now find the cluster between each cluster. C1 to C2, C1 to C3, C2 to C3, or C3 to C1, etc. All combination of distance between these 3 clusters you may have to find out. There are 3 possible ways of finding the distance, right? All these 3 you find out. So how to find out? If anyone has any doubt, you can tell me. Otherwise, you cross check this and tell me you have any doubt or not. So when you are merging 2 clusters now, C1 and C3, there are 2 samples in C1, that is 1 and 2. C3 is having 2 samples. So while merging this, possibility of merging this, what is the cluster distance? DSL. If you want to calculate that, what are possible distances? They are 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 4. There are 4 possible distances between these 2 clusters. This cluster and this cluster, if you consider, there are 4 possible way of having sample distances. That is sample distance 1 to 5, 1 to 4, or sample distance 2 to 5, 2 to 4. These are four possible sample distances, right? Small d, this is referred to small d, maybe d1, this is maybe d2, like that, d3, d4, totally 4 d are there between these 2 clusters, C1 and C3. Now using that, if you find out small d using Euclidean distance, then among them minimum value will be the cluster distance. Maybe one of them. Can you calculate and can you tell me which is the smallest? Or which is the distance for between 1 and 5? 1 and 5 it is given here in the first table, 21.5. 1 and 4 it is 20. 1 and 3 it is 11.7. 1 and 4, 1 and 2 is to 4. 1 and 2 is not required. 1 and 5, 1 and 4. Okay, then 2 and 5. 2 and 5 is this. 2 and 4 is this. These are the 4 required here. So among them, minimum one you have to choose as DSL. What is DSL value then? The sample distances of choice for you are this: D1, D2, D3, D4. What is DSL in this case? Single linkage distance.
16.
How much? 16 is the minimum. So, because as per the rule, it is minimum. When A belongs to Ci, B belongs to Cj, right? Because I cannot consider sample distance between 1 and 2 because the rule says that you have to consider A in one cluster, B in another cluster. You're getting that? Yeah. So that is why I took these 4 distances. Yeah. Okay, fine. 16 you can write here. Similarly, you can find other values, right? Between 3 to 3. 3 to 4, 3 to the other cluster, right? Yeah. So how to find out cluster distance? Any questions here? How to find cluster distance? Any questions? Now, if you find here cluster distances, what is the rule? You built a cluster distance table here, matrix. Now you look into the minimum value in the table. That is 8.1. Looking into this, now you merge two clusters. So now possible merging is in the third iteration, you can merge these two clusters. So resulting cluster now are 2. The first cluster has 1, 2. The second cluster has 3, 4, 5. Already 3 iterations we have done. If you do one more iteration, yes, you can get single cluster, right? It's nothing but merging these two, right? So with the how many iterations you took for building 2? For building 2 clusters, how many iterations you took? Have you counted?
3 iterations, sir.
3 iterations.
3, sir.
Yeah. So when it is 3 iteration, given samples are n is equal to 5. N minus 1 means it is 4. Okay, that will give you single cluster. Okay. If you want to get 2 cluster, you have to stop with n minus 2. Right? Or if you want to stop with n minus 3, you can stop with n minus 3. Depending on number of clusters, you can even look for how many iteration you want to take. Okay. Then you can stop. Once you receive your number of clusters, you can even consider that based on similarity group, you can label it. Maybe normal, abnormal, whatever in the problem domain. Maybe car 1, sedan, the other group as hatchback, whatever it is. Okay, depending on the patterns, you can label them. And the domain knowledge, based on that, you may have to start labeling. This is what you are trying to do, discovering the groups here. So what you did initially, you started with a single sample in the cluster. Then slowly you started building the similar clusters together in the iterative approach. And finally, you'll be merging, right? This is a agglomerative approach. This procedure is called bottom-up approach. So this could be described in the form of tree diagram, the number of groups what you have done. Even you can describe that in the tree diagram, taking nearest neighbor distance along, taking all the samples here. You can even show the grouping where it is done, with what distance you have done the grouping of this cluster with this cluster. No? You grouped it. So when you grouped first sample with second sample, that you can, with what distance you have grouped these samples, that defines the hierarchy here, right? Or it defines certain joining point or branching here, right? Say 4 and 5 where you combined, which distance you combine, and say 3 when it is combined with the other sample. So this gives you the tree. Okay, this gives you a tree for. Now here 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 are combined. I think this is a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 is combined, right? So 3 is combined with the 8.1. Yeah, I think in the diagram I have shown wrongly then. Nobody. 3 is combined with this group. Right? 1, 2, 3 is grouped together. 4, 5 is grouped together here. Nobody observed that. In the last iteration, we grouped 3 with the first group, 1, 2. The other group is this. These are the 2 clusters here. Okay. So the indication of where you are merging, those could be described with a diagram called dendrogram or tree diagram here. Dendrogram, graphical representation of that clustering procedure, right? With this tree diagram are explained here. Any doubt here? How it is drawn or how it is calculated? Anything related to my procedure described? At any instant of problem, if you have any doubt, you can clarify. Any one of you. Otherwise, I believe that you understood. Abhishek. Abhishek, are you here online? Abhishek is not online. Aditya. Ashna Mutappa. I think all of you people are coming as a guest. Fatima. Don't come as a guest because you are the main invitees here in the meeting. You have to learn. Gaurav, not there. Ishan. Aishwarya.
Yes, sir.
So where are you now, in Manipal or in your hometown?
Sir, I am at home.
Huh? Hello?
Hello?
You are in hometown or in Manipal?
Sir, hometown.
Okay, okay. So you understood that algorithm? Any questions on that? It's open
No
for
questions, sir.
So you understood, no? Any questions?
Yes,
If you have, you can ask. Okay, I requested all of you in the last class to put your photos. Nobody has updated it. Very few, maybe 1 or 2 maybe did it.
Sir, I updated my photo, but it's not showing. I don't know why it's not showing.
For you, you can see.
Okay.
You are able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see your photos?
Yes, sir. We are able to see, but you can't see that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Why it is? Anyway, I will refresh and check. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
I'm not able to see. Most of them email with that. It is not attached. Mine, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then I will refresh and check. Okay. So if no questions, I will go with another alternate technique that I find with under the group. See, next 2 algorithms are very similar to this. In the discussed algorithm, that is single linkage algorithm, a type of agglomerative algorithm. Which is called bottom-up procedure in generally. Here, we were just finding some cluster, right? And another cluster. But tries to find later a minimum distance between each cluster, right? See, if you have many sample distance, all these are referred as sample distance. A sample to another sample distances are sample distance. So when I'm trying to find out capital D, single linkage distance, I'm interested about intercluster distance. Is sample in one cluster to that of sample in another cluster. I am interested to find out. As a small d, maybe d1, d2, d3, etc. Then I will check which is the smallest and I will take that as a DSL. So you find d1, d2, etc. sample distances. And among them, the smallest minimum value of d will give you capital D. That is cluster distance. Okay. It means that it is the distance between two clusters. You will be considering that distance between those two clusters. Okay. Some kind of average distance also can be taken, but here they have taken that concept in the single linkage distance. It is single linkage, not simple linkage. Okay. Yeah, once you complete this, we'll go with another method, complete linkage. It tries to maximize the distance between two clusters by taking, the procedure will be similar. It will try to take the maximum distance among the sample distances. If there are multiple sample distances, it will take the maximum one. This is having maximum distance. The biggest, I think largest small d will be taken. D1, D2, D3 if there are. So which is the more furthest, right? That will be considered. Here nearest will be considered. Nearest is the idea. Here furthest is the idea. Okay. Here some average measure could be taken. Average linkage defines average between all the distances. If there are 4 distances D1, D2, D3, D4, it will take average of that and it will try to define DSL. So that is how these 3 clustering algorithms are different. Otherwise, the steps of these 3 algorithms will be same as 1, 2, 3, what we are discussing here. You know, to just remember these 3 steps. Applying a small differences in the last step will give you 3 algorithms. Agglomerative single linkage algorithm, agglomerative variety, complete or average linkage. Easily can be written with these 3 steps. If anyone not understood these 3 steps, please tell me. I can still repeat it because if you understand this, rest is very simple. You remember these 3 steps? Please remember these 3 steps. Now, in case of complete linkage algorithm, the only thing difference is the major difference I have already mentioned orally, showing that diagram. Now, coming to the relation, if you see this, the rule for merging two similar clusters, right? A similarity measure to find, see how you merge two clusters based on certain criteria, right? What is that criteria for merging, right? That is an issue in every algorithm. So in first case, when we are talking in the single linkage, you defined a cluster distance using the smallest and defined DSL. But when you are merging, you'll be looking for the smallest cluster distance. Okay. But rule for DSL here is, not repeat it, it is here. Remember that it will try to catch minimum sample distance. It minimizes the space between two clusters. Whereas complete linkage tries to maximizes the sample distance between two clusters. Okay. The type of cluster, what results may be different using these two. It tries to put clusters very near. as much as possible closely. But this tries to put well separated, right? That's what you can see. Okay, what is the rule for complete linkage? Finding the cluster distance possibility for Ci and Cj. When there are Ci and Cj clusters, the maximum of among the distance which you say that sample distance, you find maximum sample, maximize the sample distance, and one of them which may be maximum, right? That you take and assign it to the left side. So among the sample distances where the points are in A and B belongs to different clusters, right? You take maximum distance and assign it or consider it as a complete linkage distance. It is DCL. The CL refers to complete linkage. Okay. A complete linkage algorithm or maximum method, or it is also called as furthest neighborhood method. Single linkage could be called as nearest neighborhood method or minimum method, whereas this is called as maximum method or furthest neighborhood method. Because you are trying to maximize the, or you want to just look for another variety of cluster here, applying maximum rule, right? So rule for merging is same as, but rule for finding the cluster distance changes here. Rule for finding the cluster distance is changed. Rest procedure will be looking very similar to what I discussed in the last problem. So when you are given 5 sample problem, like last discussed problem, so there are 5 set of problems. We'll take the same problem and given xy as the feature. You start with the problem visualizing them, all these 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the feature space. The first step of both the algorithm looks similar. You find all the cluster distances applying the rule. Since the bottom of step you start with single sample in each cluster, you may not find any difference when you take single linkage or any other linkage algorithm. First step will look very similar. So a DCL now, complete linkage table, if you write for the situation where considering first cluster and second cluster, you find the cluster distance. But applying this rule, right? Complete linkage rule. It is same as that I have written here once again, just to get it easily. Okay. So given the patterns, 5 patterns or samples, their features, XY, get the complete linkage distance between each clusters. Or the complete linkage algorithm defines, the first step says that you start with n clusters. Define n clusters when there are n samples. That's the first step. That's what I have shown here in my diagram. There are 5 clusters. Or you can even write like this in this explanation. Start with n clusters. And you can show that these are the clusters. These are 5 sets of clusters. Initial clusters. And next step, what is the next step? This is the first iteration. Second step, repeat. Third step, n minus, that is not required to write. You just write the next step. What is that? Find most similar 2 clusters. For that, you may have to find cluster distance. That is what calculated here. in the table here. So from this table, you find the minimum value. What is the minimum value here in the table? Each value is nothing but distance from this cluster to this cluster, like 4. This cluster to this cluster. Here in the space, you are finding the distance between them. All possible distances you have tabulated. From each cluster to each other cluster, you are finding distance and you are calculating here. So that cluster distances are given here. Maybe first table may be written as sample distance. That's also fine. Either you represent as a sample distance or cluster distance, but you should know the difference, what it is, when you are talking there. Both are different. Now, any doubt how you calculated here distance between samples and then? Now, can you tell me which is the closest? In the first step, first iteration, you find once again 1, 2 are the similar clusters. You can merge it in the second step. Okay, this is the first step, right? In the second step, you can merge them. And rest will remain same. This is the second step. And you go to the second iteration next. Go with the first step. Start with n cluster. Now n is nothing but 4. Right? Go to the second step. N is nothing but these 4 clusters. Second step. What is second step? This is iteration 2 now. Once again, find the table for cluster distance using this rule. This is the table found for cluster distance. When you finally get 4 clusters, initially you started with okay, 3 is left out. Five clusters. Then end of the first iteration, you landed with 4 clusters. Now you have formulated a table once again to find the distance between them, cluster distance between them. Yeah, this to this, this to this. Can you tell me how you got from here to here? 21.5. 1, 2, when you merge, it looked like this. First iteration end. Now there are 2 distances, 1 to 5. Okay, I'll just remove these 2 clusters so that it can be seen easily. 1 to 5, 2 to 5, 2 distances. Among these 2 distance value are 1 to 5 is 21.5, 2 to 5 is 17.9. Among these 2 values, maximum value you have to assign it as DCL. What is maximum value? Among 21.5 and 17.9, the maximum value is 21.5. That's why 21.5 is put in the table. You're getting my point? How I entered here 21.5. Among D1, D2. Now you have to choose maximum. As per the rule, maximum I choose and enter in the table. Anyone not understood how I entered this value?
So I had a doubt regarding the previous iteration.
Yeah.
On the right hand side, you've shown distance between 2 and 3 as 9.9, and then you took how did you get 9.9, sir?
Where just
So you've written Euclidean distance on the right hand side of the page, and
okay,
distance
here.
between
Okay.
distance between
1
2
to
and 3.
3. 1 to 3, right?
Yeah, so 1 to
So,
3 is 11.7, but
yeah.
distance between 2 and 3, how did you calculate as 9.9?
2 and 3 is 8.1, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Wrongly written here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and then how did you make the group as 1 and 2 for the second iteration?
Which one?
For the next iteration, how did you make?
This grouping you're asking about.
Yes, so now after this, how did you? This is my second doubt.
Okay, the first iteration and you got this table. That is clear, right?
Yes, so that's clear.
This is a type of mistake. I'll just correct it. 2 to 3, it is 2 to 3, it is
8.1.
8.1. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, once you get this, no, you have to see within the table. See, the idea is the third step of your algorithm says that find most similar clusters. How Ci, Cj can be found to be most similar. How you say most similar? When they are very close. You're getting point? So two clusters
Okay.
can be called as most similar once they are very close in this space. So once you calculate these distances, in the first table, sample distance itself is the cluster distance. That is what you understand here, because each cluster has single sample. There is no other extra sample here. So the sample distance itself is the cluster distance. Okay. Whatever the rule apply, it will be the distance. So that is why, anyway, whatever it is, but here you have calculated from each cluster to each other cluster, right? In this table that is available. From this cluster to this cluster or this cluster to this cluster, all you have tabulated and put here. Okay. So now among them, if you can calculate the minimum one, that indicates that it is a possible way of combining these two clusters so that they will be most similar. The most similar you identify by checking the minimum value here.
Okay, so I got confused with the minimum or max. What are we looking at? Because
This
this is
maximum is focusing on, this maximum is focusing on that you understand in the second iteration.
yes. So okay, so
In the second iteration, when I have a group like this, for example,
you look at the maximum.
correct.
Okay,
When
so
you have a group like this, you are grouping this with another cluster here, right? These two clusters you are talking now, say. So there are possible sample distances like this, 1 to 3 and 2 to 3, right? Between the cluster, possible distances from here to here to here, right? So that is maybe 1 to D1. That's what I wrote. D13 here 11.7, D23 maybe 8.1, right? These are the two distances you have here. So when you have these two distances between these two clusters, you have to look for, as per the rule, maximum, right? A belongs to Ci, B belongs to Cj, take maximum value. Among the two, which is the maximum? In the earlier algorithm, you took minimum. Now here you have to maximize the distance between the cluster when the sample distances are evaluated, right? Because it is trying to evaluate the sample distances here and take one as a maximum, and then it will be assigning that to the other side. So left hand side will take a value from the right hand side, right? As nothing but sample distance, one of the sample distance. Nothing but maximum sample distance it will accept. You're getting that? Among the two distances, maximum you find and assign it to the left side.
Yes, sir.
So complete linkage distance in this case is 11.7. So that is why 11.7 will be written here.
Yes, sir, I got that.
Matrix, yeah. So all possible combination you have to write so that you can merge two clusters. All possible means this combining with this or this combining with this possibility you have to explore. This combining with this, all possible combinations. If you explore what is the distance that you have to write here. And if it is the case, if all possible are written here, which is the best one? Most similar clusters could result, or most closest clusters can be seen in this case when the cluster distance is minimum. It indicates that the distance between two clusters are minimum. Don't confuse with this. This is for finding the cluster distance. Now the rule for combining or merging two clusters is same as earlier. It does not change. You just check most similar two clusters. Most similar two clusters you understand from the minimum value here in the table. Nothing but it indicates that you can combine 5 with 4. This is the better possibility. Cluster distance will be minimum here, right? So looking into this, you will be merging those two and will be proceeding like this. Where is that? Yeah. Okay, it's not written here, but you can just note it somewhere if you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 is the merged clusters. Okay. So on now, you can proceed with the step. Iterations can be repeated one more time so that you may find 3 is close to one of the cluster. Maybe now you can see the change from compared to earlier procedure. In this complete linkage algorithm, 3 is grouped with 4, 5. And the two cluster what you find are different. When you take only 5 sample also, you are finding difference between the two procedure. Say it has divided 1, 2 together, 3, 4, 5 together. Whereas the single linkage has divided, if you see 1, 2, 3 together, 4, 5 different. But don't think that why we are talking about only 5 samples. It is just to make sure that our procedure is simple. We just took only 5 samples. Okay. The idea behind this discussion is to understand the concept. Whole concept of clustering you need to understand here. That is why a typical example is considered with 5 samples. When you set up a platform for coding where you can write a code for n samples, there you can write 100 or 1000 together. Running that particular code may not take much time. It can group them with hardly few seconds, right? Depending on the number of data, it may vary, but still, it will not take much time. So go through these two algorithms and work out. If I have any doubt in the next class, you can ask. I think we will stop here. I think some of you joined us later. You can just go through it. Probably if you have any doubt right now also you can ask. Otherwise, maybe if you want to ask in the next class,